Hey there, Aries. Welcome to reading for the week of October 10th. We're just going to jump right in here, Aries, and we are going to take a look at your general energies in this first row right here. In your next row, we're going to look at anything unexpected that could be coming in for you at this time. Clearly, there could be some unexpected communication coming in for you here. That could be nice. Could be like about a new beginning or having some sort of new beginning. Next, we're going to look at any messages from your future self in this last row right here. And sorry, some of these cards are upside down, and I don't read reversals. Next, we're going to look at the good stuff. So it doesn't matter what shows up in this row, positive or negative. It's going to be positive no matter what. We're also going to pull 5 main themes, and I'm going to pull a personalish question at the end as well. But you start off here with this gate card. It says a barrier keeps you from your goal. I don't actually think anything is preventing you from, achieving your goal or accomplishing your goal. But I do feel like some of you feel that a barrier is kind of preventing you from your goal. Your answer is like pretty simple actually to this card. Number one, you have the 7 of Wands, which is a barrier. You have the 8 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. The 8 of Pentacles kind of says that maybe if you feel that you're being held back in some area of your life, that it does need a little bit more time, effort, and energy. So the 8 of Pentacles could just say something isn't fully developed yet. It's like if you were having a baby, like let's just pretend you're working that what you feel like you're being prevented from having is like a business. It's like if you're having a baby, there's a certain amount of time that it needs to be inside the mother for it to come out and like have arms and legs and everything else, right? So it needs that gestation time. And that's kind of like what this reading is saying to me, for you, Aries, that if you feel like something, if you feel like you're being blocked, I just think it's really just more time. It needs more time to develop, whether it's a project, a business, a career, something like that. And I feel like you're going to be very happy with the result because, going this way, we have the sun, which there's a baby on it. I also think the sun is actually your second answer to this issue. If you're bumping up against obstacles, if you're not moving forward in some area of your life, the sun says more fun. Something, maybe the way you're approaching it isn't fun. Literally, there's a wall on the sun I'll show you at the end, and that is like the wall that we all put up against our inner child. Sometimes we need to inject more childlike energy into whatever we're doing. We need to maybe ask more questions. We need to be more curious. We need to have more fun doing what we're doing. All those things I feel could kind of remove this gate. The third answer here is the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands about going on some sort of adventure. It is a card of conflict and competition, but, as I always say, these people are learning how to fight. They're not just fighting. They're learning how to fight. So I feel for a lot of you, this is kind of about education. So pretty simple first row, I would say. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. With the 7 of Wands, you have the Lovers. A lot of love stuff coming up lately. Like I said, at the end, the end of this year, I think is going to have a lot of love-based readings. Who knows why? But I do feel for some of you that there could be some sort of blockage in love. Although it looks like there's communication coming in. So some of you could be receiving communication. Could be from a Gemini or a person who has Gemini in their chart. And the other thing I would say here is that pretty much everyone's answer right now is if something isn't working, business, work, or otherwise, the Lovers just says there's a new path that is available to you. You just have to find it. With the 8 of Pentacles, you have the 3 of Pentacles. Again, teamwork makes a dream work for sure. So, I would say that you could probably speed up the time in which it takes you to, gestate this idea. So again, if it's a business, and maybe there are some people you could learn from that would speed up the process, that would develop things faster, and you wouldn't be waiting so long. So again, don't be afraid to work with other people or learn from other people. I'm also getting something here about mimicking success as well. So if you're like starting a business or starting a new side project or something, I'm not saying that we should copy other people, but there's a book, Steal Like an Artist, right? And in that book, he talks about how we should basically be gaining inspiration from people we look up to, and we should be improving upon it. So you're not stealing ideas, you're kind of borrowing inspiration and then making it better, right? You're kind of iterating whatever has come before you. So I feel like mimicking success would be a good idea with the 3 of Pentacles. This could also be that, again, maybe you want a successful business, and maybe there are certain things that people who have a successful business do. Maybe they wake up early, maybe they go to the gym, maybe they are healthy, or maybe they follow certain routines. So I think we can step into an energy. It's almost like we can get in front of the energy. So then we're riding a wave, that pushes us forward towards success. And I feel like the easiest way to get in front of the energy is to, before you have something, do what the people that have it do. And I know that's like a little bit of a tongue twister, but that's what this reading is saying to me. I hope that makes sense. With the Five of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles says, what are you waiting for? Get to work. There's something about self-worth here, Aries. I feel like you need to realize that you are worthy. Like maybe you need to say to yourself, I am enough. One of my favorite people of all time, Marissa Pierce. She always says, just, brainwash yourself. Tell yourself you are enough 1,000,000 times a day. Eventually you'll believe it and you'll start moving forward. I also feel like new love here is what I would say to you. Next in the area of, what is this again? The unexpected. You have this communication card. There could be communication, unexpected communication coming in for you here. I'm getting a million things here. You have the, I'm just going to show you now. You have the Knight of Swords, the Fool, and the Ten of Cups. So it could be a person who's coming in for you, and it could be love, obviously. Kind of feel like it's a new person, but I feel like there's energy around you from the past is kind of what I feel here, which is interesting. So you just seem a little bit like standoffish with this Seven of Wands over here, putting up boundaries. I don't even think this is a bad thing necessarily. So some of you could be dealing with a past person. You just have boundaries up against that person. And I feel like that Knight of Swords is someone rushing in very quickly. I feel like it's a new person, though. So let's see. You have the Knight of Swords. Again, I wouldn't rush anything. You have that Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands tells me that, again, some of you could have some boundaries up. I don't even think this reading is saying you have to open up, right? I feel like it's kind of like saying maybe those boundaries are in place for a good reason. So I wouldn't worry too much about the boundaries. But again, I do feel you could open up to this new person if you're choosing new, because it kind of looks like a choice to me. And I'm going to show you that actually right now. Because you go this way, Fool to the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of being single, kind of, although I don't always think that's totally true. To me, it can be a card of just being independent. You could still be with a person. And going this way, it's like I feel you're very focused on work, and when you least expect it, there could be a person coming in with the Page of Cups. So, some of you might not be expecting it, and I don't think it's like totally, mind-blowingly unexpected. I just think it's just, you're just not looking for it, and that's when it shows up. That's pretty much how it always works, right? You could end up having a family with this person if it's a new person that you're moving towards. For others, you have the Fool, and, the Fool with the Ten of Cups, I'll just show you. He has this tiny little sack on his back right here. That tiny little sack basically says he has everything he needs for this long journey. He's about to go through the entire major arcana, and he has everything he needs right here, right between his two ears, right? So he doesn't need anything on this long journey. It's popping into my head as important is that, you could think like maybe you already have your eye on a person, and maybe you think like, oh, I'm not prepared, I'm not ready. It's like, but there will never be a perfect moment. There are no perfect moments. And I've been talking about this a lot because, based off the astrology, I would say that, I think a lot of people are kind of waiting for perfect moments to do things, like anything, and I'm like, you're just running out of time. That's it. The time is now. There never will be a perfect moment. So I feel like you have enough. Like, if you're thinking about approaching someone who you see as the hermit, by the way, you could, and I don't think this person's a hermit, as in they're withdrawn. I think that if you're thinking about moving towards a person yourself, if that part resonates, then I feel you could be thinking about moving towards a person you see who has a lot of wisdom or knowledge or who has been through a lot. This person has been through a lot. And again, take it how it resonates. This person could be wanting to move towards you, but again, I feel like maybe they have some boundaries up. It's almost like, I wouldn't say you're mirroring each other, but you could be experiencing similar energies. Maybe you've been through similar things in love. For others, if this is not love, even if it is, I feel like you're moving towards your happily ever after here, Aries. There's clearly a new beginning, which I feel is something that you've been working towards for a long time. It's like, I feel like you're going to be surprised by jumps in, especially for those of you in business. It's like, you're not really, I just like putting myself in your shoes, looking into it. I have to zone out. That's why people are always like, what are you looking at? I'm like, nothing. Literally the back of my eyeballs. That's about it, right? It's like, I just see you kind of like being surprised by the increase. It's like nothing is really changing. Maybe that's how you see it, like especially in your business. But I feel like you're seeing these big jumps in either earnings, money, or whatever. It's almost as if like I were to do things the same on my YouTube channel. Like I'm trying to put myself in your shoes here. So I'm just saying like if I didn't change anything, but all of a sudden I started getting like a bajillion views like overnight. I see that happening for some of you. It could be YouTube, could be anything. It's like you're not really changing anything, but I feel like it's your consistency. It's like you've been consistent, and because of that, you're being rewarded. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. I would definitely be careful of anyone coming back from the past. Intuitively, I feel that there could be a person who's been rejected by another person. So you could be dealing with like a ping pong ball. Like, I feel like you're dealing with a person who just like goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I feel you know this already if that message is for you. So I would just be careful there. I feel like that, I don't even feel that Five of Pentacles is you. I feel like it's a person. With the Fool, you have the Queen of Swords. You know, you are open. She finally has clarity. So a lot of you could have clarity that you need to have a new beginning. Look, she's going this direction towards the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups has a fish in his cup. It doesn't even matter if this is love. This could just be any new beginning at all, period. Take it how it resonates. That Page of Cups could be something you're dreaming about. You know, I always say that he's imagining that fish. So that's part of his imagination. It might not even exist. He's dreaming of a brighter future. And I feel like you finally see the path to get there with the Ace of Pentacles. Pretty nice. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups, you have the Seven of Wands here. I feel like you're guarded. Some of you, I don't really feel this is a bad thing. I would kind of balance it out. If you have a new person coming in that you're interested in, of course, I would open up a little bit. I think it's okay to have some boundaries, of course, but, I wouldn't be too closed off either because, that could push this person away. It might just be better. I've been telling everybody, it might just be better, right, to have solid communication nowadays, just to be like, this is what I went through, this is what I'm dealing with, this is why I'm like this, whatever. Maybe they'll be like, oh, me too. And it'll just kind of make things a lot easier, but I would kind of like open up here. Next, you have this Old Man card. It says Inheritance Male. Some of you could be receiving an inheritance. I feel like some of you are attracting a person. Again, this is a general reading, so take it how it resonates. I feel like you could be attracting a person who just has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. That's really what I was getting on that Hermit. Of course, it could be a Virgo, but I really don't feel like it has to be. It could be any sign coming in for you. You have Gemini. You have a lot of air here, earth, fire. I mean, you have basically everything here, so it could be any sign, but I feel like you're attracting someone who has a lot of wisdom and knowledge, regardless. Maybe they're like an expert or they're very good at what they do because of the Nine of Pentacles right here. You have the Hermit, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, the reason I feel you could be attracting a person who is like an expert is that they have these grapes behind them. Grapes in the tarot are something that is difficult to grow. They kind of represent something that requires a lot of skill to grow as well. So I feel like you could be attracting a person, again, in love who has a lot of skill. This is the message from your future self, by the way. I also feel like your future self is telling you to keep developing a skill. Again, like I said, there's something here about being rewarded for your consistency or just not giving up because you just haven't given up on something. So again, if you have a side business, a side hustle, a job, a career, and you've been hoping for like leaps, like I said, a big leap forward, I feel like it's coming because of your consistency. The Nine of Pentacles is also a card of your focus. She has this falcon right here, and it represents the fact that she is training her focus. What are you focusing on? This path right here. You finally see this. There's a path straight down the middle, goes to some mountains. As I always say, mountains in the tarot represent achievements. And, I keep it, and a lot of people have been getting these cards. Like, a lot of people this week have been getting mountain cards. There are mountain cards in several of these decks over here. And the Hermit is standing at the top of the mountains. And I've been encouraging people to like go towards new achievements, achieving new things, working on new projects and stuff like that, because it's just going to be like long term. I think the things that we're building now are going to last for a lifetime, are going to last a really long time. And we all kind of need that in our life. And you even have that inheritance card. So it's almost like you're building or leaving a legacy, which I feel a lot of people are focused on, probably because of Uranus and Taurus. You have the Hermit card as well. Again, he's standing at the top of a mountain where he gets the best views. So it's always worth it to climb the mountain here, Aries. I really feel this could be a person for some reason. And, I feel like this person would bring a lot of joy into your life. I feel like you bring a lot of joy into each other's life. So if you want love, here it is. Even if you don't want love, again, I feel like this is saying like you have the knowledge and wisdom to be very successful, but I just feel you kind of need to, put it out into the world as well. It's like if you're hoping for one of those big jumps that I've been talking about here, maybe the way that you're presenting your information or your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, maybe there's just another way to present it that would be much more successful. I don't know, that's what's popping into my head, basically. Let's see. With the Hermit, you have the Three of Swords. I feel like you could be attracting a person who's also healing from a heartbreak. Again, I feel like I said this to you in a recent reading, and it's not that you're mirroring each other, but maybe you've just been having very similar experiences in love. So this person also could be coming off of a heartbreak. I feel like they'll, like, if you tell them, I want to go slow, I feel like they're like, yeah, me too. So again, I feel very similar energies here. So take your time with a new person. With the Ace of Pentacles, here you go. It could be a water sign as well. You have the King of Cups. And I think you've had a water sign in your readings. I also feel like you need to trust your emotions. Again, pretty much every reading I've been doing has had like the King of Cups or the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. This to me really says that your emotions could be guiding you. And I feel like we need to listen to our emotions and not anyone else. Our emotions could tell us that we should quit our job and start a business, or, could tell us anything. And I feel like we shouldn't, I think we need to, of course, also mix in some logical decision making into our decisions. But at the same time, I feel like our heart is telling us, hey, move in this direction, start this business, start this new career, go look for a new career, go do something else, whatever it is. I feel like you need to listen to it because clearly it's going to lead to some big achievements. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Focusing is going to change your fortunes. I mean, plain and simple. I think being focused, seeing things through to the end, especially projects or businesses, or anything that could make you money with the Nine of Pentacles, focusing on those things is going to be important. I would just say in your life in general, the Nine of Pentacles is a card of your environment. So cleaning up your environment, this could be like literally cleaning your house, for example, but it could also just be like doing things that can improve your environment. Like I have sticky notes all over the place. I have affirmations like on my doors for like leaving, in my bedroom, on my mirror, right? I have sticky notes, right? I'm creating an environment where I just constantly am reading affirmations and like, call me crazy, but it's changed my life. And as I always tell people, it's like basically free, or I don't know, sticky notes cost like 30 cents or something like that, right? Or something, I don't know. It's like basically free. You could find the change to buy some sticky notes in a parking lot somewhere. I guarantee it, right? So what I would say here is like, what can you do to create an environment of success? Do you need like motivational posters hanging around? Do you need to cut anything out? Are there negative things that you need to get rid of? Like, what's the answer? I don't know. You're all different, but whatever it is, changing your environment is going to change your life, plain and simple. In your last row here for, what are we doing? Oh, the good stuff. You have this egotism card. Again, this is the good stuff. So normally this would be a bad card of someone having an ego, but you see the sun here. I feel like you kind of are having a glow up maybe. You have the sun showing up in the first part of the reading, or in the first part of that row there. So you could be just getting a lot of attention. Again, this is the good stuff no matter what. You have the Sun, the Four of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Six of Swords. I feel there's like a lot of happiness coming in for you. Again, normally I don't like the Four of Cups, but I would say that this Four of Cups, because of the Sun, and because it's in the area of the good stuff, it's basically saying that you're getting something that you want. So I feel a lot of you could be getting some things like you are manifesting things faster, or you're manifesting happiness faster, or whatever it is that you desire to have in your life. You could also be manifesting an offer. I'm getting, it could be a job offer, but it could also be love. But you have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, the Ace of Pentacles is like a big opportunity. So I do feel there could be a big opportunity coming in for you. And again, it's something you've been dreaming of because of this Page of Cups. So whatever the opportunity that's coming in for you is, I feel it's something you've been imagining, something that you've been hoping would enter into your life, and here it is, right here. Page of Cups. Could be true love, could be a business opportunity, whatever, take it how it resonates. And you have the Six of Swords. I feel like you're moving on from the past. I feel like you're leaving a ping pong ball out in the, ethers. So it's kind of funny because, I feel like you could be dealing with a person, and this person is also dealing with other people. It could be third-party situation or 4 and 5 party. And I feel like you're leaving them out in the cold, and so is everyone else. So you're like moving forward here, Aries. Pretty nice. So let's see where this reading is going to end up. I feel like you're definitely moving on to calmer shores. With the Sun in the Four Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. I feel like you're feeling more like yourself. Like more willing to be spontaneous, more willing to look for new opportunities, more willing to do things differently. I freaking love this energy for you. With the Page of Cups, you have the High Priestess. Could be a Pisces for some of you. I feel like you've had like a little Pisces like floating around or something like that. But here you go, Pisces. Could also just be asking you to trust your intuition. Again, I feel like you're very intuitive at this time. And here's the thing, is I do feel like some of you could be feeling like you're confusing like emotions for your intuition, or vice versa, your intuition for your emotions, right? So like, how do we tell the difference? Well, I would say there's like a couple of different ways. It's like, number one, if you feel like you want to start a business, but if you're saying to yourself, am I just like emotionally going for this? Is this something I really, really want? Well, I would actually look back to the past in that situation. I would say, if you're thinking about starting a business, it's like, have you always been thinking about it? Then it's probably more you're being, intuitively guided towards it because it's something you've always wanted, right? It's not like, I feel that there could be a difference here where maybe some of you are thinking about something more emotionally, but again, I feel like it's something that just like blasts into your life, and that's what I mean. Like, you could be wondering, like, should I start this business? It's like, well, have you only been thinking about it for like the last 30 minutes and it just came into your life? That might be more emotional. You might be just in a position where you're saying, you know what, I'm desperate for money, right? That's not a good position necessarily to come from. But if you've been thinking about something for like years and you keep getting like intuitive hits about it, then I would say that's your intuition. With the Six of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. Again, this is going to be positive no matter what. So I feel like you're setting yourself free from a stuck situation for sure. We're going to pull 5 main themes now here, Aries. So let's see what is going on for you. You have this whale. It says great worry over nothing. Definitely time to get out of your head for sure, is what I'd say here. I actually feel that you are very clear with that Queen of Swords, so I like that. Next, you have this short journey. It wouldn't surprise me if you're traveling a lot over the next few years, so this could just be travel. Next, you have this broken ring. It says parting of ways either in romance or business. We kind of already see this. I feel like some of you could be going through a divorce or a separation situation. And I don't know. I feel like if you're divorcing a person, you're surprising this person. I feel like they didn't really expect this. So definitely parting ways here. There's just a new beginning, Ace of Pentacles, right? So it doesn't even have to be that dramatic. You could just be moving towards a new beginning, plain and simple. You have this dog far away card. It says a distant friend is thinking of you. I feel like you're interested in someone from a distance. You have this eye card, psychic ability, trust your intuition. I'm laughing because I feel like some of you are interested in someone from a distance, and I feel like you need to trust your intuition on this person. They're probably interested in you as well. I don't think you know this person yet. I'm laughing also because it says friend. It says friend, but it's like more than friends situation. You have this table. It says hard work ahead. This is work that you're going to want to do. Eight of Pentacles. I feel you're seeing results very quickly in work or business, and so you're going to want to work. It's not even like this is stressing you out or anything like that. I feel you feel motivated to do the work here. We're going to pull 3 cards now here, Aries, 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to answer one question, so feel free to pause the reading and think of a question. I'm going to answer it as if I know what your question is. So we're going to look at them right now. Pause the reading if you need time to think of your question. You have the Hierophant, the Moon, and the 9 of Wands. I feel like you're being rewarded for not giving up on something. Again, the Moon has come up for a lot of people. I'm just going to show you over here. There are some mountains in the background here, and it's kind of like I've been saying this whole entire reading. I feel like you're being rewarded for sticking with something, for your consistency. And you just didn't give up on something. So now you're being lifted up. It's almost like the time is right. And it's like I've talked to a lot of people where it's like, especially in business, it's like sometimes people will be making the same amount of money for a certain period of time. Then all of a sudden they make more. And I'm like, well, you're probably ready for it. That's why. It's like you're actually ready for it. So I kind of feel this is saying that. For others, I feel like you're putting up boundaries in a marriage, or you could be kind of like going through a divorce here as well. And I feel like you're moving towards success. If you're interested in Pisces, by the way, what I would say here is they might have boundaries up, but this could be someone you marry with the Hierophant as well. So that looks good to me. But there you go, Aries. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.